I mean, this is a complete newbie thing to me, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Um, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? Best part of nearly a month now. The first time I tried, I couldn't get permission to go live. And by the time I wanted to go live, when I got the permission, I couldn't do it.
I was in bed.
This one was unwell. I got a lot of crap I was dealing with. Um, Turns out some of that's still going on.
Ugh, don't go there.
That's not including family, by the way. Yeah, it's not been great, has it?
No. Excuse me, sorry.
Where the hell did that one come from?
Don't think I just had a bowl of pasta. With two
True.
mouthfuls of Dr. Pepper.
True. Yeah. So I just thought I'd jump on for a bit today and go through a few things.
Hello, you.
Including some of this story if you want.
Thanks.
You said you'd do it.
I said back, not up here problems. Excuse me for a second.
I never said that, did I? I never said which part of it.
True, you're a silly sausage.
You still alive or you dead?
Both of you.
Yeah, it's been... It's alright, next door's upstairs has just come in. Be against the window.
Why do you close the bloody window?
True. You'll get a lot of this, by the way. Just so you know.
Don't pee.
Love you too, dear. Yeah, it's been quite a rough week, hasn't it?
Among them things, yes.
We're still getting a lot of trouble parent-wise. Both of us. I'm still getting a lot of trouble university-wise. At the moment, which I'm going to sort out tomorrow, by the way.
I'm getting a headache from my mother,
Amongst others.
amongst others. That's a story in itself.
That thing's a danger to itself.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough.
Yeah.
And we both haven't been feeling well, have we?
Ugh. I'm still a little bit groggy and rotten due to more my back and legs.
Due to the conditions.
But apart from that,
In all fairness, you've got the better end of the stick lately, haven't you? Because you finally, the doctors have accepted your registration.
and all I've got to do now is wrangle you in.
Me, on the other hand, failed. Still waiting on the registration. As you can see, I'm shooting from the new place, inside the new place, which I'll give you a tour of in a bit.
It is a little bit mucky.
Yeah,
I do apologise.
excuse the mess. We're still
I'm still
bedding in.
I'm still finding stuff and trying to chuck out stuff.
Yeah, it's all over the place, so excuse the mess. Don't judge the mess. And I'll also show you in a little bit the procedure of setting this one up for the morning, or for most of the day.
Thank you.
Because this one's not a morning person at all. Only when you have to get up for deliveries.
Yeah, this is a ball ache.
Yeah. And I will say now, excuse the Hello Fresh boxes. Excuse them, by the way. I haven't got rid of them just yet.
Working on it.
Yeah.
I've got one as a delivery box right now, so.
One, yeah. One's a makeshift
Packing box.
packing and crap box. One's a makeshift table for me at the moment. And the other one I just haven't had time to crunch yet.
No.
Um,
Working on it.
we're getting there slowly.
Mm.
And I'll also, excuse you, and I'll also show you the
Excuse me?
process of
Sorry.
keeping the sun out the front window. Which at the moment's a bit of a ball-like process.
I need to get that. I need to get that window measured.
But it is like a sun trap when it comes through.
Cooks me nicely.
That's because you're closer to it, dear. That does usually happen, dear. Doesn't it?
Especially when I'm in my pajamas.
And how the hell you're in them half the time, I have no idea.
May I add, I'm in 99% of my pajamas are winter pajamas, and I can sit in them all year round.
And by the way, with the weather being hot as it's been the last week or so, she's been sleeping in them. How the hell you slip in woolly pyjamas in the middle of summer? I have no idea.
I find them cool, darling.
Woolly pyjamas?
Yeah.
Strange.
Oh, itchy toe. Ha ha. Put off, please. Woo-hoo.
Having fun then?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
It's been quite eventful,
Hmm.
hasn't it?
You can say that.
We've had all the white goods in now, or all the kitchen goods in now,
Yes.
haven't we?
I'm still need to grab a few more things from the kitchen.
I mean,
I still need to get a secondary freezer.
yeah, but we're not going to put that in there, surely.
I've got space.
You've got nowhere to put it in there.
Undercover freezer? Yes, I can. Once you clear the rubbish out, excuse me, submerge it in the bin, followed by you. That'll be great.
See, I got love, don't I? Oh no. I swear to God now, we have a road runner. Not road runner.
What do you want, Becca?
Woody Woodpecker. I'm sure she was on the animated series.
Not lying.
I've never seen anybody do a rendition of that any better than this one.
You're welcome.
Oh dear, you are good at that. Really good at that. Mind you, I can do Donald Duck. No, sorry, tell a lie.
Daisy for you. Because you're a girl. More better often.
Be careful, dear. What?
No, I just saw the live.
Oh, the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look so grumpy in the clip now.
Should see my first thumbnail. Looks as if I haven't been asleep for about 3 weeks.
Two.
On your bike. Yeah, it's... By the way, we're getting a lot of things slowly written off now, aren't we?
Just about.
We've started... Well, I say we. Amy started back with her mental health again. At the moment, she's doing alternate weeks because there's a group on Monday and a group on Thursday. Well, art group Thursday followed by a meeting Thursday. So at the moment she's doing alternate weeks. She did Monday last week
Doing Thursday.
or this week, and she's doing Thursday next week. Just so it breaks a week up more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because she's usually in here, well,
From Bob.
at least 5 days straight a week, aren't you?
I have done 7. This has made me go completely nothing spatty.
Yeah. I think the longest you've done any is 3 weeks straight.
No, it was a month.
No, you come out that week, didn't you?
No, it was a month.
Didn't you come out that week with
No.
me? So I went to Stoke that week.
No, it was the week after.
Okay, I stand corrected.
You
Again.
normally do. You normally do.
Yeah, as if. By the way, that's not an argument, by the way.
No. We've never had. Oh.
That's right. I
Well,
heard that and all from here.
They popped at the same time. Oh, monkeys.
You must be getting a nosebleed from the altitude, dear.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, because you're giving up nearly a foot to me.
Yeah.
So it does work that way, doesn't it? It's... We are starting to relax a little bit, aren't we? It won't look it when I give you a tour of the place, but we are.
Yeah.
Compared to what it was when we first got in,
Which was.
which was mounted up halfway up the front window.
How I got it this far, I have no idea. Have I?
But we've been in no rush to do it though, have we?
No.
Because we've had no crap around us to be in a rush to get it sorted.
No.
For once. And the less said about the last house, the better.
And you still have a fight with the landlord.
No. He thinks.
Oh, just to let you know, he's sent my future mother-in-law, this one's mother, a text saying,
Which, may I add, will be in a video next couple of weeks.
saying, I need to speak to Amy about last month's rent.
For the place over there.
For the place,
Which would be March, April.
yeah, for our old place. And the thing was, he's already got that money because he's also taken his mother's deposit
I was going to say, and won't pay me mum's deposit back.
and holding our post as blackmail.
Yes. Attempted to. And he's on about bringing it all down here. Down to the new place.
Problem is, I'm not allowed to have contact with him due to an incident a while back.
Due to a lawsuit
Yeah.
that was put on him.
See,
So,
'cause when I first,
he's not allowed within about 100 feet of Amy.
no, because when I first moved into our old place, I broke my foot.
What do you mean broke it? You mean shattered it?
True. Oh, thank you. And I got pin and plated in it.
Second, third, fourth ball of the foot. And right across the top of the foot. Top of the arch. To which quite heavy pin and plates are in, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think 3 plates and 7 pins?
No, 1 plate and 8 pins.
1 and 8. Yeah, because they joined them to the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my foot bones and my foot is
Weird to say the least.
yeah.
But she was in quite a bad way for quite a number of,
Weeks.
I'd say month, not week.
When I was out the cast within 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, but don't forget that was only back plaster because
But I told him not to go over the knee.
you had to put back plaster in because one, the area that you were in. Secondly, you needed to because it was a 2 up 2 down. You couldn't be in full plaster because you couldn't get about,
No.
and you couldn't sleep on that wretched sofa that we got in at the time.
This was, for me, not too bad. If I had the doggy dog with me.
Yeah, mind you did have company, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
A nightmare, to say the least.
And that was a good point of it. Um, Having fun.
Sorry, my sock's bugging me.
But yeah,
Shoot.
I'm looking to go live at least twice a month, 2 weekends a month.
That's better.
Um, aren't we?
Yeah.
I want to start a console gaming series. I have got a few in mind, a few games in mind. I don't know.
Yes. I'm not sure which one you're on about though, because I'm not with. If I look sleepy after having food, I do apologise.
Yeah, food always makes us seriously sleepy, especially if it's a big portion,
Ugh.
like you just had.
Mm.
We,
Give them a try.
in a minute. We've got appetites of gannets. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it's ever since I had my little girl,
Hmm.
I've not been the same as mine.
No. No. And that is quite a.
I can go through a
That's a
50.
horrible story, by the way.
I can go through a 15 ant scamming within 22 minutes.
Yeah. If we go to a local restaurant, it's pretty much always gammon for you, isn't it?
I do change it up.
Very rarely though.
I do go for a chicken waffle occasionally, but they are nice. They are.
Yeah, but you much prefer your gammon.
Mm.
The only thing with her gammon is she can't have the pineapple
No,
that it comes with because she's allergic to pineapple.
no. Correction. It's the citrus in it because it's poisonous to my medication.
That's what I mean.
Not allergic. It's just poisonous for me.
You're allergic to your medication.
True.
Same thing. You're welcome, by the way. Same thing. But yeah, it's been quite a process, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the move itself was a ball ache.
The day we were supposed to be moved.
Should have had a party in 9 hours. Turned up with just 2 of us.
Yeah.
And one of them was diabetic.
Yeah. Diabetic and his car decided to break down on the day of the move.
Yeah. And I still don't see how that actually worked out, because it actually worked out cheaper to bring the moving van 2.5 hours down country than getting it at the local car dealer. To me.
Wasn't it £109 from down that end and 160 up here?
It was 135 a day here. Which was, what, 40 yards away from us at the time?
Yeah.
If that. It was like round one corner and you got half the vans there virtually. The company ended up growing too big for its space, actually, to be fair, around where we used to be. You couldn't help but run into him, could you?
No.
And it worked out £235 a day there.
And half of it was 109.
And 12 hours was 90.
Yeah.
12 hours was. But where the friend come down, who actually ended up helping us out, which was Liverpool, which is about 2 to 2.5 hours away from us.
Which, by the way, if you see this, hun, thank you.
Yeah, you really bailed us out a little bit there. It was 109 for 2 days. It was 109 for the 2-day period, which ended up turning out to be about 16 hours in the end.
And the rest.
Yeah, that's not including breaks, by the way. it ended up being something like about 19 hours, including breaks. Because he had to have a 2-hour break because of his diabetes. Because he had a diabetes
Sugar rush.
which I know a lot about because my mum's type 1 insulin, diabetic injection. And she's been off in best part of 25 years now.
No idea.
It's got to be best part of 25 years, almost 30 years now.
Do you want to quickly show them my foot before we share the out?
Let's chat. In a minute. Yeah, so it's been an interesting this year, has. I've had the only real positives I've had a lot is my football, isn't it? Wish I could play, but
You got too much looking after me now.
oh, speaking of which, I'm having problems at the moment, stomach-wise. Still.
I'm working on that.
Because it hadn't transferred from doctor to doctor. At the moment, I can't get in to get a checkup on it, which would be the first checkup since I got out last October.
But she did. The receptionist did say, if you ring up Monday, we might be able to
Yeah.
wangle you in.
But Monday's going to be a really, really busy day for me. I've got the meeting.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Ring them about 11.
What?
We've got to ring the doctors for around about 11.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We've got doctors about 11 o'clock, half 11ish. Then I've got the meeting at 1 o'clock. Then I've got to go to the university, sort out this thing by 3:30, 4. And then we've got the guy coming over, or should be coming over, to do the washing machine plumbing at about 6:30, 7.
No,
So-
he said he'd be here by 6:15.
Yeah, cool at 6:30, because you know what traffic around here is like.
Murder.
Exactly.
Oh, and you've got to do a lot of walking.
Yeah. Yay.
What are the enemy?
I'm back up to fitness walking again, because I did last week, not this week, last week and the week before.
20 miles more.
Yeah, I had a 20-mile walk in 14 days, roughly. Almost 10 mile a week. So I'm doing a lot of walking.
I can't even do to the corner of the road.
She can't even get to the end of the driveway, let alone and corner of the road. Unaided. It's a real rigmarole, isn't it, for you? Because also you haven't got the balance, have you? Either.
My balance is horrible.
It's been a really rough ride for you, hasn't it? Do you want to share a little bit, or you don't have to go fully into it?
Well, before I met...
Do you want to share the foot first?
Yeah, let's do the foot first.
Here's a look at the foot after the break.
Oops. Hello. You can see the scar there. And if you can compare it to that foot, you can see the difference.
Excuse the camera shake. I don't know if you caught that.
As I was about to say, before I met Stuart, I had
16.
Thank
The
you.
end of 16.
I had a rough pregnancy before that, which was got pregnant in 2012, gave birth in 2013, which was
Which, by the way, I'll show you the pictures in a bit.
A bad pregnancy because my little girl decided to sit on my spine.
Bottom of the spinal cord.
And the pregnancy was not planned at all.
No.
It was because I identified the father of something. I'm not going to go into what. He decided to.
Cut a long story short, she was attacked by what ended up being Letland's father.
Thank you. And I said, had enough of this, and decided to go into hiding. But unfortunately, he found me
Pretty quickly.
7 times in the first 18 days. How? I have no idea.
Well, we found out how in the end because he ended up putting a planting tracker on you.
Yeah, he did bug my phone actually. So yeah.
He ended up putting a planting tracker on the phone.
Yeah.
That's how he did it.
So I had to change 7 times phones to 7 times numbers.
Yeah. Which ended up racking up contracts like mad.
No, I was on PageGo actually.
Oh.
At the time I was not on contract, I was on PageGo.
Oh, I thought you were on contract.
No.
Oh, my bad.
I only came on contract again when I first came back down here.
Oh.
So yeah. So the police and social services were literally moving me every 2.5 days.
She was literally living out of a suitcase.
Yeah.
Out of a suitcase in a bin liner.
No bin liner, just a suitcase.
You told me a bin liner.
No, I left the bin liner with the police.
Oh.
It was my daughter's.
Well, you were living out of a bin liner.
It was partly half my daughter's stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't wrong, you know. You were living out of a bin
Yeah.
liner at points.
But mainly all my stuff was in a suitcase.
And bear in mind, it wasn't a big suitcase at that.
No. It was like a little travel suitcase.
It was almost like a travel plain travel bag.
Yeah. Because at the time I didn't have much at all. Only got.
Well, to be fair, you just moved from that, so you left pretty much all of it there, haven't you?
So yeah, my spine, when I overdo it, literally balloons up, and you can literally see the ripple in my back.
It's not nice.
Let me see if I can find a picture. You talk for a minute.
Yes, mate. Anytime, mate. It's quite nasty. It's it's really nasty.
Keep going.
You having fun looking through?
Nope. Next question. Where are you, little monkey? Oh, bottoms. Ah, there you are. Right past it. Oh, look. It's tight.
That is the starting size
Mm.
of what it goes to. That's a better look of it. If I do that.
Should tackle the way.
I don't know.
One thing about magnetic things is drives no.
That's a better look of it.
That's about 5.5 inches to 8 inches.
It's about 8 inches, roughly. It's... And there is only one way that usually I can get that off.
This is painful.
Yeah, it isn't fun. Because with a bit of my sporting background, it worked out to be a better massaging, a better massage. This one, it's a massive pick for this one, isn't it?
Because before I met you, I was with another donut.
God. I've mentioned this before. He was a donut and he wasn't a donut because it actually worked out that his idiocy actually worked out for the better, didn't it? That actually worked out for the better
Yeah.
because actually it pulled us. It actually worked out that we met through him again. I've touched this before in a video, but we first met when I was footballing. I didn't know her, she didn't know me. Because I was doing a cup match in Ellesmere Port, which is about 10 miles shy of Liverpool, roughly. It's only about a 15-minute car drive short of Liverpool. And I was playing a cup match, and this one was part of the audience.
I ditched college to go and see it.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I hated that class anyway.
She wasn't supporting my side, she was just a neutral. She just went to enjoy the football much as anything else.
Yeah.
But unbeknownst to her, she got on a bus from Ellesmere Port after the match, and it was the same bus I got. Same bus I was on. But it was only about, what,
I only had
3-4 mile?
I only had 3 miles to get off for my next part.
It was literally only about 3-4 mile.
Because I was originally
Because she's originally Barney, which is South
London.
No, Barney's North
Is
London, isn't it? Barney's North London.
I have no idea.
I'm almost certain Barney's North London.
Well, I'm originally from London.
Well, she's a Barney girl. But she got dragged up to Southport when she was about 6 months.
Yeah.
6.5, 7 months old. And been Southport ever since. So Ellesmere Port from Southport is literally half hour, if that. I could walk there. You can walk between the two, can't you?
Yeah.
And I've been Southport many times for footballing, many times.
Ow.
Yeah, it's... You're right.
Ask me another question. Ask me another question. Don't worry, guys. My ears just cracked. That's why I just said that. Ask me another question.
Yeah. In a second, you'll see what the process is of cracking.
And modelling. Oh. Ow.
Yeah.
Hurting.
Okay.
Like that for now. No, I'm fine.
Trying to drink?
I know.
Why would you trying to do it?
Shift your rubbish. Let me sit down.
You wouldn't sit down on you if you wanted to.
Yes, I'm very polite to him sometimes as well. We've never actually had a fight, have we?
No, never had a fight. No. Obviously, you get your bickering and stuff like that, but no, we've never had a fight, have we?
No.
And people would say you're lying if you haven't had a fight, but we actually haven't, have we?
No. I've had
She's never won an argument against me, let's put it that way.
I've had more fights with my mother though.
Do you really want me to answer that one?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes, dear. It's better to be honest than normal.
Let's just put it this way. Your mother's about as observant as trying to find a pink elephant in a 64 shed. That's how observant she is.
And half the statements she comes out with is, oh my god, I don't even think we started on that one.
She seemed to get it in her head lately where the hell this has come from, I have no idea. Of her and her partner, who I shan't speak of, thinking the idea of them two and me and Amy going Portugal to live.
And camping across France, Spain.
And while you're at it, travelling right the way from France downwards.
Yeah. And I'm in a wheelchair. Nice to meet you.
Where the hell she's got this idea from, I have no idea. Yet she's scatterbrained anyway.
Mm. And I can't even be out of the house without a wheelchair.
Pretty much. Unless we're busing to pretty much door to door,
Yeah.
which we did.
2 nights ago.
When are we Sunday? Which we did Friday night.
Yeah.
So she can come out without a wheelchair then, because literally the bus stop's right bang opposite our door, and the bus stop we were going to is bang opposite my friend's door.
Mm.
So that wasn't too much of a problem.
And the bus stops right outside the designated target area as well,
That's what I said.
which is handy.
So she can stick to that because it's literally door to door virtually. It's really handy to have a bus stop bang opposite the house. Majorly advantage. To be honest, that's why I took the house more than anything else. That and because the house had got wet room. That's the only reason I took the house. Literally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Plus it being a ground floor flat as well helped as well. It's our families have been less than supportive of it. That's been generous.
Well, my family's scattered everywhere.
And mine. I've got 23 in my family.
I've got a crazy grandmother, who I don't know where she is.
And don't want to know.
I've got a Fruit Loop mother, about 2.5 to 3 hours down the Lincoln Road,
Yeah.
give or take.
Who lives in Wigan at the moment. Wigan
And-
is about...
And who supports Wigan, may I add.
I can think of worse teams, to be fair. I don't particularly mind Wigan.
I'm a Liverpool girl, so Liverpool supported Liverpool.
Correction. You're half and half now.
We're more Liverpool than Liverpool down.
Fuck you too. Yeah, if you hadn't guessed, we're big football fans. Or for you Americans in there, soccer. I mean, I've grown up with it since I was in nappies, literally. I don't know when you first support yours.
Oh, crikey. Now you're asking me.
I think you were the same as me, weren't you? Nappies.
No. 2009.
Okay.
Rough. Finished in 2008.
Late 2000s.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. So you were late 2000s.
Yeah.
Late-ish 2000s. I followed mine since I was 4. Just turned 4. Would it be just turned 4? Yeah. Just turned 4. 91, 92 season. Just turned 4. Because my godfather was the former chief scout of the club, but was a former professional player for the club as well, may I throw in. So my dad used to manage at non-league level, so I got football driven into me from
Day dot.
yeah, and it got to the point where it was almost military training, almost. Eat this time, workout, not workout, but train this time, play this time.
And fitting it in around
I
the
had
work
very,
as well.
I had very, very, very little social life.
And fitting that around work as well.
That was later on though. But during my teens, if I hadn't got either some sort of ball game I was doing, I mean, I was never still. I read 2 books my entire childhood. On one of them, I was 12 and it was English dictionary. That was how little I sat down. I was either eating, footballing, or training.
And keeping you still is virtually impossible.
Yeah. I don't. I am not still, ever. Mama.
I don't like to be still, do I?
Yeah, but you're nothing like what I was.
No. I don't like to be still too much, but
She's more into like console games, aren't you? She's quite big into console games.
I got Zelda, Breath of the Wild,
Yeah,
Pokemon Arceus,
yeah,
Pokemon Shield,
yeah. Let's go.
Pokemon Let's Go, Diamond.
By the way, we're huge anime fans.
And I got-
Massive
and I
anime
got
fans.
Animal
Pokemon
Crossing.
anime fans.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh! Let me see what I've got. That's all them ones there. And we've got plenty more.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've got.
I spent a good 5,500 on games.
Yeah, she's a big console gamer. I've tried getting more into the retro games, like the N64 games.
I don't mind playing them, but the console.
But you can't get used to the pads.
No, because one of the
N64 especially.
the N64, I'm like going like this, playing it,
Because it's on an angle.
because I'm right-handed.
Because the shoot button's behind, so it's on an angle.
And I'm right-handed, so I'm literally going like
So it
that.
feels very awkward.
Yeah,
To it.
because I'm hand-eye coordination person.
I mean, I'm massive into me retro games, aren't I? I
Yes.
used to have a good collection of them.
And I have spent a fortune on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
My console games don't come cheap.
No.
Let's just put it that way.
One cost
Um,
250 quid. Got it for 200. The other cost.
we've had quite a few deals, haven't we?
Yeah.
Quite a few bundle deals. Like N64 plus
If you
games.
know where to look,
PS1 plus games.
you can get them for quite easily.
Yeah, you can get probably, a console, 2 pads and about 8-10 games for about 200 quid.
Yeah.
If you know where you're looking. By the way, that's without Facebook and eBay,
Yeah.
just so you're aware. It's... You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure?
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
My job.
Well, bag it in.
Yeah, it's... It's quite a... Just check your phone. Yeah,
What are you after?
just do it a minute.
Bossy boots.
I forget, don't I?
What are you after?
To come up with one person there. I wonder if it showed anything.
No, I've got
Take
nothing.
it down, by the way.
I'm on vibration. You can't.
No, I meant the volume. Oh. Okay. Yeah. It's
Oh,
quite.
crackies.
What? Oh.
I look hideous on this video. Yeah.
Knock it off now. Yeah, we are heavily into that sort of
Yeah.
stuff, aren't we? I mean, I've been Pokemon anime since day dot. I have. I've had one of every game. One of every game that's come out.
I've jumped a few centuries.
Yeah, you jumped a few generations,
Yeah.
haven't you? I mean, I've had at least one of every generation. And I've watched every single series of the anime up to now. Apart from the last Journeys, which I've only just finished. I only just finished that yesterday. Or where it's been up to.
Yeah.
And I used to have a collection of the cards as well.
I used to have a good collection of that as well.
Well, I was on, before I moved abroad in 2009, I was on a 1,400 quid collection, which I ended up selling at a car boot for 30 quid. The less said about that, the better. Yeah, we're heavy into
Oh yeah.
that, aren't we? I've watched that since Dot. But, yeah, we're getting things together slowly, aren't we now? Don't
Sorry.
excuse you. Am I boring you?
No, it's the food. Don't forget, darling.
I know, I'm kidding you.
And you do bore me sometimes.
Oh, yours too. Love you too. Yeah, you get a lot of that, by the way. Speaking of which, I've got to make some food myself. I haven't done anything yet.
Only added cheese.
You don't say, dear, considering you grated me 2/3 of the block beforehand.
I did say if you wanted any, yeah, I'll save it, but you didn't.
Wanted any? I got one slice left. Wanted any? I wouldn't even fill a sandwich, let alone have one.
Well, it'll fit in there nicely.
Funny. Straight to DVD.
Boom, boom, boom.
Exactly. The hay bale's going across the front window as we speak. Yeah. But the move's been a major help, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
No longer having screaming children going to school and coming out of
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, having a divvy with a chainsaw next door but one.
Yeah.
Coming out midday swinging it around like it's a pencil case. By the way, that happened twice. Right.
No. 4.
No, I mean when you come out the front.
You did it 4 times.
Not out the front. He did twice round the side, twice round the front.
No, you did 4.
No, we did twice round the side, twice round the front.
Men. Oof, crikey.
Now you see what I meant before about being uncomfortable.
I live with you.
That's not uncomfortable.
I go with you 9 times out of 10.
That's not uncomfortable. Keep that mouth closed. The train will come later.
Shut up.
No.
Yes?
We just... We had to move, didn't we?
Yeah.
In the end.
Because we had mould going up the living room wall to the front window.
Well, 3 of the 4 windows were blown. Both of them were blown downstairs, and our bedroom window was, but the back window wasn't.
No, which was lucky.
Um,
We had mould in 30% of the house.
yeah, and black mold in the other, in another 30.
Yeah. Mould in our wardrobe, which I couldn't put any of my clothes in.
By the way, that's why it's quite messy because we haven't got a fitted wardrobe.
No.
So a lot of it is bags and boxes
Yeah.
still. Hence why it's will be so messy when I show the tour.
I'm just trying to save up enough to get 2 wardrobes. So I'm going to stick his in one alone and then mine separately.
Yeah. Because I've got quite a lot of stuff, haven't I?
Yeah, and I like making his used clothes.
Especially my hoodies.
Hoodies, tops,
Hoodies mainly. Hoodies
underpants. Don't go there.
mainly. Boxes, by the way.
Yeah, I like nicking his stuff. I like the bag. I like the bagginess.
Yeah. Thanks. Especially as what? 4 times close to you?
Well, I'm mediums and tops, and mediums and bottoms.
Yeah, so you're medium.
Yeah, and you're
No, I'm 3.
you're
higher
3.
than you.
Higher than me.
At the moment, I was 4 before the operation,
Yeah,
wasn't I? Because I was in triple X
yeah.
before the
Now you double X.
now double.
And half his clothes I can wear as nightgowns.
Yeah, because she's giving almost a foot and a bit to me, aren't you? And you're just over 5 foot, aren't you? About 5'1".
I'm 5'1" and a fag end, as my other half likes to call me.
No. You never get this right. Never get this same right. It's 5 foot and a fag butt. Excuse you. It's 5 foot and a fag end. Or
And
fag butt.
And you're a fag butt.
I'm 6 foot and a fag butt.
No, you're 6'1" and a fag butt.
No, 6 foot and a fag butt.
1 and a fag butt.
That's the same. But she's giving almost a 1 foot, aren't you, to me? Because you're close to 5 foot and 5'1", aren't you? Really. If we're being real.
Excuse me.
Dear, what do I live with? Animal. Yeah, it's. I mean, this area's 100% better, isn't it?
And it's doggy and animal heaven.
Pretty much, yeah. The only thing is, we put up with idiot youths on bikes going around as if it's racetracks. But if that's all we've got to bother with, I don't particularly mind.
No, because our old place was like an M6 motorway.
We're between 2 of the big roads in Stoke-on-Trent. Busiest, anyway. That were never, ever without roadworks on.
And if one of the motorways had a crash on it, it's like Spaghetti Junction.
Literally, yeah. Because our bedroom window was on the front, wasn't it?
On the main road.
Was on the road.
Yeah.
And if there was a crash on the M6, which from us is about 7 mile, something like that. About 25 minutes from us, car drive. The junction's about 7 miles from us. And if there was ever a crash on there, which
It's
tended to be at least twice a week.
On a good point, it's 3 times a week.
Because 15 to 18 on the M6 is the worst set of junctions on the entire motorway. It's vile. There's always some idiot either had a crash or a breakdown or summit.
Or both.
Or both. Usually both. Because there's usually somebody that's broken down on the slip road and somebody's had a bump on the
Actual motorway.
on the motorway either coming off or coming on. Aren't it?
Yeah.
So it's like
That's why I will never get behind a car wheel.
she'll never drive.
No. I cannot.
She's not got the confidence.
And I haven't got the space, lack of.
She hasn't got the awareness,
No,
and that's not being rude.
no.
She hasn't got the
I can.
ability to be aware enough to drive.
No, I can be. I know my surroundings here, and out there, but if I'm on the road, nana,
Yeah.
nana.
Having said that, she is half the navigator. I'll give her that.
Occasionally.
We've known them too bad so far.
True.
Having said that, my mother's
Worse.
the opposite.
Yes.
Map and my mum don't exist. Let's just put it that way. But driving's the best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done is drive. It's not so much the driving, it's just the ability to one night just go out and disappear in a car for a couple of hours somewhere. That's the only thing I miss because I haven't been able to drive for a couple of years. Not through mental health or nothing, I just haven't been able to afford to run it. I mean, I can buy the car now, that's not a problem. It's just
Road tax,
running the car
MOT,
itself.
insurance.
We just can't afford it right now.
No.
But because I'm quite a tall guy, I need quite a long car. They're not cheap to run. The long cars aren't.
Nope.
I mean, I've had quite a few heavy cars lately.
The last car I loved, the Mazda.
Yeah, not as much as the Audi.
No, true.
When we first re-met in 16, I was driving an Audi Audi A4, and that was one of the best cars I've ever driven.
Missed that car.
It was a damn good car, that was.
If he's driving, I can guarantee I'll pass out in the passenger side or behind him, because I'll never sit behind at the time my partner.
Yeah, you were not one of them to get boxed in, were you?
No, I hate being squashed.
Yeah, you weren't one of them that sat behind the partner and let the friends box her in.
No. I like to have my own space and pass out in the car.
And for some reason you just never were the one to sit directly behind your partner, were you?
No.
You never did that while you were with them.
No.
Every
time you pick me up, if he was with me, I let him go in the front and I went, you go there and I'm right here.
Yeah. You ended up behind the back of me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Shut up, phone. You went behind the back of me, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Because I felt safe behind you. Because if you had to brake quickly, I had that sturdy back as a cushion.
Thanks. Appreciate that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've only had one bump. Well, I say one, I've had two. First one was way before I met Abe.
I'm almost going to my appointment.
Yeah. One wasn't even my fault,
No.
particularly. It just ended up having to class as my fault because of where it actually was. The events that happened and where it was. So that's the only bump I've had. And that was hardly anything, was it?
We fixed the major problem quite quickly, didn't we?
Yeah, and then he claimed on the insurance of £800. Idiot. For a pinhole in front bumper.
And a burst tyre.
Which we paid for on the spot.
Yeah.
By the way. So he got no damage. He got a runnable car. He just
Was a tool.
total tool bag. Yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been quite an interesting It's certainly been quite an interesting century for me. That's the one thing.
Next month is my birthday. God help
Yeah.
me.
And this one reaches the big 30 next month.
Thanks.
What are you saying thanks for? I'm 35. What are you saying that
And
for?
you got Grace coming in already. Especially here.
Really? Really? Really?
Calm as a monkey.
Really?
Yeah.
Get stuffed.
Calm as a monkey.
Get stuffed. Yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it?
Yeah. Get lost.
I didn't think you'd wear that for long.
Normally, guys, you don't normally see my arms like this.
Yeah, she's not a skin shower
No.
at all.
No.
Due to what happened in the mental health, mainly. You okay?
Yeah. Stand up a minute. Right. Ready to show the gang around?
Yeah. We'll show you a quick tour of the place.
Again, polish the mess.
Yeah. Don't judge the mess. It's quite a mess.
I'll get out of the way first.
Yeah. So, that's your kitchen. That's your kitchen. That's her medical chair, so she can work. So she can work in the kitchen. So. That is the living room, which I can't tell if you can see properly. That's the living room. Like I say, that pile was up to halfway up the window, so excuse that. That's the back of it right now,
Which is going slowly.
which is going slowly.
Taking a day at a time for me.
Yeah. That's the carpet that we were given from upstairs.
Haven't had a chance to put it down yet.
No, haven't been able to afford to. This is your hallway. Front door to
A hallway.
living room.
Excuse the bobbling.
Yeah. That's the wet room.
Again, you can see another hello first.
Excuse the hell fresh box, by the way.
Anyway, I can chuck it in at the time.
That's the wet room. This is our bedroom.
Hello, again.
That's the headboard that come with the bed, but it's not actually fitted right now.
No,
So,
I need to work on that.
yeah.
Ugh.
So that's
I'm alive. Just need a rest.
now you get to see how it works, how we crack. Now, which hopefully, if I can get a decent view of it for you.
Darling, I want to be better by the teddy bear.
Yeah, but I think we're going to be a bit high.
Not really.
You sure?
Oh, if I go on. Well, how about put it on the radiator?
No. We are trying to figure out. Give me a second. Just put that there. I can put it there, but we need something here. Stop it. Unless I move these up here a minute. And sit it on here.
You can't see me now, can you? torch.
What?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. And may I say, it's a struggle to get on here for me sometimes.
can't get it fucking still. Keeps tilting.
What about over here?
Keeps bloody tilting.
What about on my counter over here?
Stupid thing.
What about on my counter over here? It's more level on me, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've got to get it.
Ooh. Hi.
Let me facing this way.
Well, leave it then. I'll have to get an extra pair of hands for that. Sorry, guys.
I can do it, it's just keeping it bloody still.
Do you want me to?
It's again.
Or do you want me to? Where the hell? No, it's gonna have to go like that, isn't it? No, leave it. Show it another time, darling.
There's some way I can do it though.
No. Don't knows how many HP, isn't it?
Bloody thing.
Oh, leave it then. Oh, I know. No.
Don't go away. Bloody thing.
Now you can't see the whole body.
Fucking phone.
Leave it, darling. Ow. Sorry, guys. Ugh.
Can't get it done. So, hopefully, that was a pretty good showing. So that's the place. Pretty standard
One bedroom flat.
1 bedroom flat, right? But
Well, the rent's a lot more cheaper than it is. Isn't it?
yeah. But the rent's about 150 quid cheaper a month than where we were, which is a hell of a lot easier on us, isn't it? That's all right.
No. I don't care about
But it's a lot easier for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was trying to show you how we do it for the day, but the phone wasn't deciding to balance properly.
As I like to see the phone like that,
So I'll have to,
do it another time.
yeah, I'll have to show you in another video. Okay. You haven't got me?
Your beard tickled me.
So, yeah, it's been,
It's a process.
that's to say at least.
Yeah. Because this is my 5th move since 2013.
Perhaps so.
One of the two.
Well, we've done, this will be your third, me and you.
Yeah.
Because you were first in Hanley, weren't you?
No.
No, with us I mean.
Yeah, Hanley.
You were first back in Hanley.
Yeah.
Then you come down to me and
Fenton.
Fenton, which is only stone's throw between the three. I don't think it's 4 miles between the 3 moves.
No.
I don't think. She was living in a social residence flat, weren't you?
Yeah.
When we first got together.
A pain in the bum.
which to be honest, you were happy to get out of, weren't you?
Yeah.
The place itself was
Perfect.
perfect for her. It was just the residency she was under was just a complete car crash. Wasn't it? Then we got our first place together. I was living with my mum at the time.
I couldn't really get you out of that.
Yeah, God help me. I was living with my mother at the time, and it was that was a story in itself. Living with mum. Excuse you.
Excuse
You
me.
okay?
Yeah.
Then we got our first place in Fenton, which happened to be about 15 doors away from my mother,
God help me.
which was
A
a
nightmare.
mother gift, which was a mother idea, wasn't it?
And then 6 weeks after that, I got my foot broken.
And then just over a month after that, she had a foot, which she showed you before, and it went off from there. By then, to the point of what we discussed before about him trying to come down here with everything. Yeah, and then we moved here in April 11.
Yeah. A few days after your birthday.
It was April 11, but technically we didn't actually move in until about 3 days later, because we were still shifting off the stuff over.
Oh, yeah.
We got the majority of it on the 11th, but the rest of it was coming by,
Taxi.
end of taxis.
I still have to get some things from your mother.
Yeah, some things we ended up putting at my mother's place. Not much, to be fair.
No.
Not much, but it's just getting it all together now. And somehow finding space to fit it all together.
I'll work around that.
Like I said again, excuse the mess, but it's a lot better than when we first come in. Because like I said before, the living room that you saw at the front was halfway up the front window before, wasn't it? I just it was one hell of a process, wasn't it?
It took a lot of us.
I mean, if we'd have still been at that place now, something would have happened by now.
One of us had a funeral.
Either that or I'd have ended up belting him. One of the two, or both, would have happened. But we wouldn't have made another full year there.
No.
It just wasn't an option. It just wasn't going to be an option, was it? It was just
A nightmare.
from the word go. Some of the jobs that we needed doing there, some of the ways that he went about it was just comical. It was absolutely comical. It was hilarious, some of it. You just had to laugh at him, because you just hadn't got a clue.
Tell him about the game upside.
Yeah. This was one of his best ones. We couldn't shut the back gate, the yard back gate, or the back door properly. So, and by the way, this had already been brought up to him about 8 months previous.
And 8 months.
this.
And 8 months previous before that as well.
Yeah, this had almost been a good 14 months
Yeah.
that it had been like this. Because what we'd ended up doing was pushing it closed,
Mm.
and then like cheese wiring it shut,
Yeah.
didn't we? Which was doing the gate no good, and it was doing,
Back door even worse.
and the back door we couldn't even shut.
We couldn't even lock it properly.
No, we couldn't lock it properly. So we ended up going to where it clicks over, the first click,
And
then
that was
putting the
it.
chain on, and that was it. So not only were we not protected, neither was the house. And it took him 16 months
To do the both.
to even do the back, without the back door, to even do the back gate, it took him 16 months.
And 2 councils nagging him.
Yeah, and 2 council officials. So he turns up with a brand new back gate. Fine. We had something to do that day, so we just let him crack on.
I had hospital.
I can't even,
No,
was
I
it
had-
hospital?
I had hospital.
I can't remember. This one thinks it's hospital. I
It
can't
was
remember.
hospital.
I can't remember.
And you should go bring like an elephant.
What?
You should go bring like an elephant.
I have when I need to. So, yeah, let him crack on. Comes back. What? A good 5-6 hours later.
Yeah.
Due to the waiting at the hospital,
And
which
the
is as per usual.
and
Britain.
and Woodworks.
Yeah, but more waiting at the hospital as
Mm.
per usual with Britain. If anybody's waited at a hospital, you know what I'm talking about with that. Yeah, so he gets back. The gate's on. Okay. We don't check it,
No, 'cause I was too tired.
because like I say, we just got back from there.
I went straight to bed.
It was late-ish at night.
Mm.
Gets up next morning, goes to check it.
I said, "What on God's earth is
She
that?"
didn't see any of it. I had a look at it, and the exact words out of my mouth was, "What the is this?" She's like, "What?" So she comes out.
On my bottom, may I add.
No, you didn't come out to the yard, you come out to the back door.
No, I came downstairs. I was upstairs and I heard you saying that.
Yeah, but you come to the back gate, back door, not back gate. I look out the back door. He put the gate on, but he put it the wrong way round and upside down. So the spikes were inwards. The bolts for the connection for the hinges were inwards on the right hand side of the gate. So we put it on upside down and backwards to the hinges.
Mm.
So we drove through the wood to put the hinges against the wall to fasten the hinges to the gate, instead of just screwing the hinges through the screws against the wall. So instead of doing 2 holes, he did 4, which knackered the gate up.
And I was using my shoulder to hoist it up.
And by the way, this time the gate wouldn't shut unless you forced it shut.
No. I was hoisting it up with my shoulder
Because the catch on the gate was on the outside of the hinges. So it wouldn't connect properly.
and if I wanted to get out, I had to hoist it up with my shoulder.
So I rung him up, didn't I? I said, "What have you done to this?" He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "One, it's upside down." I said, "Secondly, it's inside out." I said, "Go and fix it." It took him another month to come out. And if you'd seen it with your own eyes, you wouldn't believe what you saw. Because he'd come with this, I don't know whether it was fixer or joiner or whatever, come with this workman. I'm not being funny, Amy's taller than him. Amy's taller than him, and he's as round as he was high. it was,
Unlaughable.
yeah, it was just pathetic to see it. And the best part about that was, he tried to get up the front steps, didn't he? He got up one step, couldn't get up the other one because it was too high for him. So he ended up picking him up by the scruff of his neck and lifting him over the top of the stairs, didn't I? To get in the house. Because he couldn't get up the stairs. She's cracking up. By the way, we've got witnesses to prove this as well.
Yeah.
She's cracking up. My mother who's come with cracking up.
Your auntie's cracking up.
My auntie's come with cracking up. We're just falling about the place laughing because he's literally like a bowling ball. Oh, it was ridiculous. But the best one he ever did was the hot water tap upstairs.
And the sink.
Yeah, the hot water tap upstairs.
No, the kitchen sink downstairs with the leak.
No, that wasn't the best one. The best one was when he brought for the water tap upstairs. If you've ever been on like a bus holiday, like a National Express bus, and you stop off at them toilet blocks, and they've got the wash basins, and they've got them boxes to clean your hands off the wash basins. We've got hot water tap that wasn't working in the bathroom, hadn't we, upstairs?
And it hasn't been connected.
And it hadn't been connected since we got there.
Apparently, I got told it hasn't been connected since day dot.
Yeah, well, since we got there, it hadn't been connected. He turns up with one of these boxes. A worker that I've had underpants older than. He mustn't been more than about 14. This kid that come with him must have been only about 14. It was awful. And instead of just attaching the back of the tap to the hose, he decides to go into the spare bedroom, which was the back bedroom,
Under the floorboards.
under the floorboards, wire it right up through the wall, over the top of the sink, and over the top of the tap that needed putting in. So instead of having the tap that didn't work still, you'd also got the hose box that he must have taken away from a toilet block on a bus trip over the top of it. Talk about bodge jobs. He was the king of them, wasn't he? Some of the stuff he got in there, you wouldn't believe if you saw it with your own eyes. It was ridiculous, wasn't it? It was scary. It really was. And this is your landlord, by the way, that should be looking after the place.
When all he cared about was 400 quid rent
Yeah,
every month, and that was it.
yeah. God forbid you hadn't got the money on time. God forbid you got a problem with the bank, like the bank was down once. And it was a day late. And he messaged Amy saying you're putting 120 quid excess on top of it.
And I said, like, hell you are.
Because you're a day late.
And then he turned around and said, I'm taking the deposit.
Yeah. Which, by the way, wasn't ours to take.
No.
It was my mum's, because my mum paid the deposit that day. So it wasn't technically ours that he could take anyway. It was just an absolute disgrace.
And the best part about it, we were going to Asda for shopping. He rings Stuart. Well, he couldn't answer the phone because he was driving.
No, I wouldn't answer the phone because I was driving.
True. And he said, this is during COVID. He wanted me to put 400 quid rent in an envelope and slip it under his flower shop door. And to ring him saying, it's there.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not doing that. Give me your bank details and I'll transfer that way.
Yeah, he wanted Amy to put the month rent in an envelope and leave it hanging out of his shop door,
Mm.
front door, which is on one of the main streets in town.
Yeah. I saw a red
How
I saw a red flag.
how gullible does he think we are? First of all, I saw straight through that because even if we'd have done that, he could have turned round and gone, "Where's my rent?"
Yeah.
Because that would have lasted all of about 30 seconds hanging out of his door, especially around the area we were in. Secondly, we're not that gullible
No.
to fall for that. This is after he sent us a note, eviction note written on a piece of paper in his own handwriting.
Which the council laughed at.
Yeah, agree to this end date or else,
Mm.
which is basically what was written on the letter, which has got about as much
It's a wet paper bag.
power as wet toilet paper.
That'll do.
Just ridiculous.
And the council said, "What the hell is this?" If
No.
he wants to evict you, he has to do it the proper legal way.
He's got to go through the legal process. But oh no, he decides to write on a piece of A4 paper, post it through the door, this is the day you're going.
Agree or get out.
Thanks for agreeing. Just on this paper.
And you sent him a text saying, "We don't agree. This is the wrong way of doing it."
No, I just sent him a text saying, "You got to be joking, aren't you? You're having a laugh."
He's given us less than a month to pack and get out and find a new place. Literally, it's not possible.
We weren't going. That got about the power of a wet tissue. After all he'd done, he think we were letting him off that easy. Yeah, good luck with that one. Now he's on about coming here. Well, he won't go up the driveway, I can assure you that one.
And if he did come here, I have to hide in the bedroom because I don't want to see him because I don't like him.
You never liked him from day one.
No.
Mind you, neither have I, to be fair. Like I said, it was a mother's idea. That was... less said about that, the better. But, yeah, I mean, we just haven't had a break, have we?
Nope.
Since this place, till this place, we just never had a break.
Nope.
It was always...
one thing after another.
Yeah, it was always one skyscraper we were in after the next.
And sometimes I just couldn't be bothered getting out of bed.
Yeah, I mean, this one would be in bed at least 4 days a week, if not more. Some weeks you just never got out of bed at all, did you?
And the only time you saw me was for food.
And even then, I brought half of that to bed,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been here since April. You've only been bedridden. Well, we've both only been bedridden once.
Twice for me. Once for you, twice for me.
Okay.
Because I was bedridden when I came back from Stoke for 2 days.
Yeah, but I'm on about mental health bedridden, not
No, that was
ability bedridden.
a bit of both for me.
It's ability more than it was. Yeah, it's just been one skyscraper after the next, wasn't it? If it wasn't landlord, it was next door but one.
If it was not next door but one, it was your mother.
Who was 7 fries short of an Happy Meal. Let's just put it that way. he was a class A. He was a class A, short of
Naughty.
an Happy Meal. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, and then I got my mother 15 doors down, who again was.
Where's that gone?
What?
Where's my phone gone? Still living in a bedroom.
I don't
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
know.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just one skyscraper after the next.
Found it.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the neighbours upstairs. The neighbours that we've got now. Upstairs is. We had a bit of a running upstairs when we first come in. That was more of a huge misunderstanding on our part rather than theirs. Next door that way are great, aren't they?
Comical.
They're great, they are. We don't really see a lot of next door that way, do we?
No. You hear them more.
Yeah. We don't really see a lot of them, do we?
Because they don't come out half the time.
Yeah, we don't see them a lot anyway.
Mm.
But it's a whole different atmosphere down here, isn't it?
Mm.
The next thing we're saving up for really is the wedding, isn't it? But we've just not been able to get ahead of the monies at the moment, have we?
Not yet. Because right now I'm still having a fight with British Gas.
Yeah. And Sky.
Oh, Sky's bottom of my list. It's like more like British Gas right now. Oh.
That's-
Thank you. And by the way, you'll see that quite a bit sometimes on this.
And
Mm.
but we just haven't been able to get ahead of the monies just yet.
Come next month, end of
Because obviously we've been paying for the white goods and whatever, so that's taken a major chunk out of the monies. So once them are rebated off and paid in full, we'll start getting that money back into the account,
yeah. That reminds me. Thank you.
which is over 3 figures anyway each. So once they start coming back in, that's 200 plus there, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I need to make a payment on that. Thank you.
Because obviously we've gone almost brand new with a lot of it,
Yeah.
like like the washing machine,
And the cooker.
the cooker, fairly brand new
Fridge freezer.
fridge freezer. So, and we've had pretty good deals on them, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
Plus we've had furniture like the sofa and the chair.
Mm. I love my chair.
I'd actually bought it as a gaming chair, didn't I?
Yeah.
But it got to the point where we couldn't really have the space for it.
No.
So I ended up swapping them round with the sofa, and I'm using the end of the sofa as the gaming chair, and Amy's got the chair to herself.
Yeah, because it's easier because the console to go behind the thing.
Yeah. And plus it's more comfy.
Yeah, because if I was
More
if I was
comfy for
sat here over there, I'm like this with the controller.
And it's awkward vision as well for her
Mm.
from here. Because the TV's quite big for the stand, so it's on an angle.
Yeah.
So it cut off a third of the TV from where she'd be sitting.
And I've also got to sit in awkward, literally scrunched up into a like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, ugh, God.
You'd be shaking with knees up to your chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can fall asleep like that easy. Mm.
We're starting to get things
Yeah.
together. It's a lot slower than I wanted it to be, but if I can get majority of the things done tomorrow,
Mm.
especially the university stuff, then that'll be a big bonus for us, won't it? I know it's not going to be an easy university, I know that, but it's. I need to do something. Because as I said before, I'm not a sit still
No.
type of guy. Never have been.
Well, if you have started this, I'll tell you one thing now. You'll never see me in this room on my own. I'll hide in the bedroom. Because if I'm in the front room on my own, you'll not see me.
Unless we curtain it.
Yeah.
Because you're a very, very private person, aren't you?
Oh.
You don't like having full window shows, do you?
No. I'm very proud and having my privacy.
Mm. And after your story, nobody would blame you. Because that girl's one of the strongest that I've ever known.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
The hell you're not. For what you've gone through, the hell you're not. And trust me, it's one hell of a story and all, I'll tell you. But it's like I've said to you before, mental health. It shows, doesn't it, just what you can learn about yourself, and B, just who your friends really are. Just who's really down for you. Sorry. You okay?
Yeah. Just the after effect of waddling.
You find out just who exactly is there for you, don't you? And we've had a few burns regarding that, haven't we?
The bigger the better.
Yeah, we've had a few burns of that. Family included in that, by the way. Haven't we? It's been a rough time of it. I mean, we've never literally had a break ever since we've met. If it ain't one thing, it's another. The amount of skyscrapers that we've hit together is frightening. It could tear a lot of people apart, wouldn't it? A lot of people would be torn apart. A lot of relationships. But if anything, it's done the opposite for us, hasn't it?
Many people just would have walked away from my conditions and left me to it on my own.
Which many have done, by the way. Two especially. Caused by somebody else.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Oh, cracky.
Most of it was caused by Letland's father, wasn't it? Most of it. Because he was
a controlling psychopath, to put it politely.
And them was good points. Them was good points. Who has already offered, or thinks he wants to offer, to come after her again. He's got more chance of playing off a cliff than stepping anywhere near this front door. But he made your life hell for how long?
3.5 years.
That's because I've not had any food, guys. Apologies.
3.5 years. Even if as soon as it went dark, that was me. Door locked, chain on, curtains closed. Bye bye. You wouldn't even see me if I was already out in dark. I wouldn't have put one foot out of the door, would I?
Well, let's just put it this way: if you're out doing anything and it had gone dark, you couldn't get him quick enough.
No. Nope. I'm like, hum, hum,
Yeah,
hum,
you couldn't
hum,
get
hum.
him
Bye-bye.
quick enough, could you?
Nope.
He,
And even if I was out, it'll only be with you.
But I found hair conditions. How can I say it?
It slowed you down.
They weren't a hindrance to me because it actually slowed me down a little bit.
Because you were like a bull in the side.
Yeah, because I've just been dive in, ask questions later.
Mm.
But to me, being a partner, you either take it all or you take none of it.
Mm.
That's what a partner does. He either helps with all of it or he helps with none of it.
Mm.
And unfortunately, you've had a lot of them that help with zero.
They run within 2 days. They ran in the opposite direction.
As soon as you see him, it's like, thanks very much, and peace.
Mm.
I mean, one guy you wouldn't have got with unless you were desperate.
Yeah.
Because you were desperate for company rather than.
Mm.
Because let's just say you weren't. You hadn't got a lot of social, had you?
No.
Well, you hadn't got any social, had you, virtually?
No. Until I met you.
But she's really been
Furtheringer.
just a little bit. But to me, it was a no-brainer to me. Shut up, stomach. Being a partner, you either take all of it, you take Jack. And you know if I'm friends with you because when it comes to putting your hands in the muck, you don't get any better than me. Because I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I really don't, do I?
Nope.
I'll put my hands in any shit. I'm not bothered. If it's to help my friends out, I don't care.
Mm. And that's one thing you were good at. You stopped me paying out 150 every 3 days on shopping. Didn't you?
Oh. I'm feeding that bitch whale.
After college, I used to have to do a food shop of 150 quid. Now, 150 quid normally lasts me alone for
Three a bit?
2.5 weeks to 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks.
If I was with my ex-partner before Stuart, it would last me all of 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm back buying more.
I mean, he was literally...
eating himself to death. And that's putting it politely.
I mean, he was that big when he walked. You could see just how big he was because half of his shoes had disappeared on the side.
Disintegrated.
Because he was walking on the side of his shoes.
Like that.
Because he couldn't put full weight and walk normal. Because he was that big.
Mm. And one time after shopping, he literally dumped me outside of a cafe with £150 worth of shopping.
I mean,
I was on a crutch.
anything you did with him, he just left you there.
I was on a crutch, a college bag, and 150 quid worth of bags as well. And
Anything
like,
you wanted to do, he just left you.
I said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I forgot, I've got an appointment. You have to do this on your own." And I literally had to walk 2.5 miles to get back to my own house.
Anything you two did, he just left you.
Mm.
He just left you.
But this time it Stu was in a cafe.
But the only problem was, he left you that long, it backfired on you.
Stu was in the cafe and said, "Thank you." And he saw me trying to carry all theirs, and he said, "Where are you going, Sean?"
Because I was driving at the time, wasn't I?
And he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I had to get back to
Hanley.
handling."
No, I knew where she was because I did a lot of footballing on the fields opposite her place, her first place with me. So I knew exactly where she was.
Which was handy because I had frozen food.
But the thing was, anything you wanted to do, or anything he wanted to do, he'd drag you along and just leave you.
Yeah.
And it'd be a case of, right, I'm doing this.
You shut off.
Thanks very much for coming with me, but you're on your own.
Yeah.
And he did that many, many times with me.
Especially on holiday. Oh, that so-called holiday, sorry.
Yeah, he was lucky with that, very lucky. He was lucky that that went out the way it did.
That was a nightmare. I was poorly as hell.
What he did on so-called friends.
He ditched me in...
No, the payment method I'm talking about.
Yeah, and he ditched me with you in the centre of Skegness. And you had to piggyback me all the way back to the Skegness camping site.
I had to fireman's carry lift you all the way back.
Because I collapsed from exhaustion.
He was just an absolute. As a friend, fine. Wasn't he? As a friend, he was great.
Yeah.
As a partner,
Clueless.
he was absolutely clueless. And he won't mind me saying that. Really.
No.
Because he knows it's true.
And he knows to speak the truth.
I mean, if you wanted a friend at the time, which I'm still friends with him now for that reason.
We both are.
Yeah, which I'm still friends with him now for that reason. The biggest respect that I have for him is he never hit it.
No.
He never touched her in any way. Which, as far as I'm concerned, gains big respect. However, his normal treatment doesn't get respect.
No.
Hence why I'm still friends with him now for that reason. I'm still friends with him now for the respect I have for not touching her. And also, I don't think he was bright enough to do that either, to be fair.
No, because his mother told it him.
Yeah, but he was brought up the right way with that, so I can respect it. But his fried brain actually worked against him in the end. Because he did it so much that in the end it just backfired on him.
And it drained me.
Yeah, it didn't just drain you, it drove you away in the end. Because he did it so long and for so much that it just drove you away in the end. But he knew where the boundaries were with me. He knew the lines not to cross with me.
And he has done it a couple of times.
Yeah, and he's paid the price for it a couple of times.
One especially.
One especially. He asked me to do a month fitness program for him. Obviously, being trained as fitness instructor.
That wasn't what I was going to talk about. Never mind.
No, I know the one you were saying, but no. The biggest one was the training one. And he knew what he was getting into with me, because when I do my programs for somebody, especially if it's a friend, it's one price for all, gear included. But I will not see you as a friend. I will see you as a client, Period. After the sessions, we can be friends, we can do whatever. I'm not bothered. During the sessions, I'm the boss. What I say goes. But within reason, obviously. That's how I always worked. That's how I worked as a goalkeeper. That's how I worked as a player. And that's how I worked as a trainer.
And I was the
I don't see friends.
No.
I see I see the work colleagues or a client. End of.
and I was the
And I
payer.
will treat it as that.
I was the payer for the
And because she was the payer, to me, it's not friendship.
no.
I'm under her pay. So at the end of the day, he's under my time, I'm under her pay. I agree with you, sir. It's alright, we had an idiot outside. And he... I ended up saying to him once, because I was ill for one of the weeks, wasn't I? And we ended up putting it back a week. Which
Fair enough.
it's one of them things, you can't help illness. And then he got ill the week that we were supposed to go back. So we ended up putting him back another week, which is fine. It only happened twice. Once with him, once with me, didn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
And I was coming back from
yeah,
meeting
no,
anyway.
nobody can think you for illness.
No.
It's one of them things. And it was genuine as well. It wasn't.
He was flued up.
Yeah, it was genuine. It wasn't trying to get out of it like he did the first week.
Failed.
But yeah, this was about the third weekend, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And he knew what he was getting. He knew what he signed up for. He trained hard. He'd be trained hard, but he'd be trained fairly. And in all fairness, he was adhering to it, and it was coming off him in spades, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Until the Friday, when he turned with 2 full McDonald's meals. Both of them were double cheeseburger, and both of them were large as well.
Both large fries, both
Yeah.
large cokes.
Yeah. And he knew he was in for a session on the Friday to make up for the last week,
Yeah.
because we did two in 4 days, and he knew it.
And I was cooking his portion of
And he-
meals.
And I did his diet plan. Me and Amy did his diet plan.
I was the cook.
She was the cook after the workouts. So we were eating healthy. And he decided to bring these double
Burgers.
McDonald's, which was against
Policy and regulation.
gym training, and he knew it, and he wanted to push me, and he pushed me button.
I was in a meeting, so I didn't know none of this.
She knew none of this till she turned up. So as a punishment, I made him eat them there and then. I made him eat them on the spot, and then I run him for 2 hours straight afterwards.
And all I heard was, "This is what you get for breaking policy."
This is what you get for breaking training,
And
for breaking rule.
I came off the bus and I heard him bellowing.
I said if you want it done right, we do it right. But if you want to start this, because he was just trying to take the mick, and he knew what he was doing.
I came off the bus and I heard him bellowing, word for word.
From 450 yards away.
Yeah. Move your bottom.
Syllable for syllable. It was move your ass now. before I move it for you.
Yeah. And I just came off the bus and I was like, something's gone on.
Yeah. I don't mind him having the food. That's not the problem. But when he's in full training with me, he's on my terms. He's on my terms, he's on my time.
And my money.
And I'm not having him messing around with the procedure. Because that's not professional from me.
No him.
That's unprofessional from me. Which, if I'm in fitness mode, I'm professional right through the day. And I'm not having him taking the mick.
No.
It's not happening. So he got taught a very big lesson that day. Never did it again. After that day, he was spot on, wasn't he? But the only reason I did it that way was to prove to him I didn't.
You joined in the training as well.
Yeah, I did. I did exactly the same size as him. I didn't purposely mess him up. I did just enough where it would burn off the food. But I made him work. And at the end of my sessions, you will be sweaty. You will have worked. He wasn't the most mobile of people, but when he was doing this fitness, especially the longer the fitness went on, he was starting to get fairly decent, wasn't he? And he has lost a little bit by himself. Not as much as he did with me. But I'm still friends with him, and I will continue to be friends with him. But sometimes he can push close to the wire, can't he? Sometimes. But if you're friends with me, I'll support you in any way I can. You alright? Sure.
I'm still here, but I'm in the background.
Yeah, she's still here.
You fuck off.
But that's just the way I work. If you want any programs done, fine. I can do them all you want. I can still do them now. I don't know if I've still got my folder.
No, you haven't. Is that your mum's? Not your mum's.
Do it my mum's.
Yeah.
But I have got a huge. Is it 3? Is it 2 or 3?
4.
4.
4 A4 folders.
Yeah, full of programs, and all separate programs as well. I mean, I had quite a few people that I was training, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Do you want one of my bags?
Not that. You can't do it that way with my stomach. You need heat for it.
What, deep eat stuff?
No, hot water heat.
Water bottle stuff. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's. But it's really been nice to change areas, hasn't it? Mainly taking a lot of stress out of you, hasn't it? I mean, to be honest, I don't mind. Anything can happen to me, it's this one I'm bothered about. But I've always been like that. Care about others before me. I've always been like that, haven't I?
Mhm.
But I'm quite willing to help anybody if I can.
You've saved my bacon many times.
And that's why I started my YouTube channel, because I wanted to get a message out that mental health is nothing to mess about with. It's more prevalent in these times than I think in any other. And for the and I really appreciate all the subs, by the way.
We both do.
I mean, 81's way higher than I ever thought I was going to be. But I'm not doing this for sub count. I'm not doing this for that sort of stuff. I just want to help as many as I can. Sharing my stories or I know I owe my last part to the story. But at the moment I just want to sort everything out first. But that will be coming. As well as a video with my mum, which should be interesting for you.
If she remembers.
Oh, she'll remember. Yeah, she'll remember. I will say now though, she'll seem, how do I say this without being harsh? There's two sides to her.
Best friend on one hand.
She looks one way, but when you really get to know the truth, you see the colours. Let's just put it that way.
And she's a walking nightmare for me.
I mean, this one's only known her since, what, the end of 16?
Yeah.
And I mean, trust me, she is 100 million times better than when we come back from living abroad in 2010. Let's just say that. She has not been.
The easiest to work with.
No, it's been hard work. But the one thing I will say is, when we've really needed her, she has been there, hasn't she? She hasn't liked to sometimes, but she has.
Especially when you were in hospital, she had no other option.
Oh, she got no other choice. She had to then, which she really didn't like. She doesn't like to be put out of her own routine. Let's just put it that way. She's very routine based, my mum, isn't she? And if anything messes that up, it messes a week up. My auntie's the same way. My auntie's exactly the same way. If for some reason, because my auntie goes out on a Tuesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday mainly. And if either my mum, the person she goes with, or herself isn't well, it messes her entire week up. It jumbles her entire week up, and my mum's the same. So the video will be done on a weekend, just so you know. She's interesting, to say the very least. And I think it'd be interesting for you guys to see her side of it. she won't admit it, but she has had a serious mental health breakdown. But she'll never admit it. She'll never ever admit it.
And she doesn't like being told when she says no.
And she doesn't like that she's been told.
Oh.
Oh no.
And I've told her, and I've done that many times, and she's thrown a hit at me.
Yeah, if she gets proven wrong sometimes, she can be quite a piece of work. Sometimes.
Especially Nasda.
Amy and Mum have butt heads quite a few times. And none of them have been pretty.
Yeah, but I put one of ours. Bottom, sorry.
Yeah, they've had a few run-ins that haven't been polite. Let's just put it that way.
And in public areas.
Oh, she loves to do it in public areas. Oh yeah. There's one story that I can tell you about that. It sums my mum up more than anything. It was quite a ridiculous sight to see. She thinks she's a comedian at times. With some of the she's quite heavy-handed with the snipe shots. She acts like she doesn't know what she's doing, but she does. She knows exactly what she's saying. I mean, both my parents are good at that. Both of them. Like I've said to you before, I haven't talked to my father in 5 years now. He just won't talk to me. He just will not talk to me at all. Won't pick up the phone. Won't pick up any messages. Nothing, will he?
The only way he'll speak, if it's through me and his missus.
And even then, he isn't doing it now.
No.
I mean, he hasn't spoke to you in nearly 18 months. He just will not talk to me at all. Doesn't want to know me at all. His own son, and he doesn't want to even know. I mean, this is the type my dad is. While over there, while everything was going over there and the break-up and all the rest of it, which my mum will explain more in her video, while somebody else was over there, my father turned to me and said he wanted a DNA test because he doesn't know if I'm his son. Because he doesn't believe I'm his son. Because I've underperformed. Underachieved. That was his exact words. That's one of many I've had with him. That's my type, my dad is. A master at running away from things.
And a master having fights in public areas as well.
No, Dad didn't really do that. That was more Mum.
He did too with me, with you.
Them weren't really fights though, really. Them were opinions rather than fights as such. We've only done one, and we had to get split up. We get split apart. That was in the football club bar. That was. Or the football club's bar. Supporters bar. After a game, that was. and that was through my mum, most of that. She says it wasn't, but it was. But they're both masters at denial and,
Don't like the truth.
yeah, denial and pointing out that, and when they've been pointed out and proved wrong, they either clam up or go up like a bottle of pop, don't they? I've had many, many situations of that. Even now, I get that.
I still prove mum wrong now.
Yeah. And every time she's been proved wrong, she either clams up or goes up. More clams up rather now than goes up. She more clams up than anything else now. And if you prove her wrong, she just doesn't want to talk about the subject anymore, does she?
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's my mum. But sometimes it's not as clear cut as that. Let's just put it that way. Between mum and son, it's not clear cut, is it? And let's put it this way, I'd never go back live with her again. Not after what was going on and what has been going on. I'd never go live with her again. Up to last 12 minutes on that. So it's been rough. It's been really rough. But if anything, it's made me name stronger. If anything, it's worked in reverse. I mean, that's somewhat nasty, you know.
That's the kind of heat I was talking about.
That's why I haven't put the fuel up. But yeah, it's been tiresome. It's been really tiresome. But like I said, the move, we had to move in the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
For our own sanity more than anything.
Hmm?
For our own sanity more than anything.
True. Ow.
When I said before about the pictures, this is Amy and Litton. Do I show them the big one?
That one you're about to show was the last picture I got before she got the doctors.
This one has a very, very sentimental picture because it was the last one before Amy lost custody and contact properly.
But he also got her handprint and footprint on the other side.
Because it's got a hand and a footprint on the other side.
Don't do that, put his phone down.
So, yeah, she had to do that because of Letland's father, didn't you? Because Letland's father was, like I said before,
Likes raising a hand to a woman.
just a little bit. And Amy felt it was right to.
Wasn't right.
No,
I had
Amy.
to.
No, Amy. I know you. That's what I'm saying. I felt it right to take her out of that situation. To stop. To stop him getting anywhere near her. But it meant her losing little in the process. Hence why I said before about strongness with this one. She was. She's quite a lot stronger than she gives herself credit for. Let's just put it that way. Tell me I'm wrong. Is your eyes sweating now, dear? Huh? Are your eyes sweating now from blubbering? Yeah, it's. We've both been dealt pretty rough hands. Let's just put it that way, haven't we? But you guys have no idea how much of a pick me up it's been for this one. You've got no idea. Okay. It's how much support you've given by subscribing has been major support to this one. Me as well, but this one majorly. So thanks for that. And I just thought I'd drop on some live stream for you. I know I've owed it you. So apologies, it's been a little bit late.
You what I was around.
Like I say, I've not fully recovered from the operation yet that I had in September. But if you didn't know, I had two twisted hernias taken out of my abdominal wall 2 and 4 days. I lost 15% of my stomach, 35% of my bowel. So it was quite a major time. It was 6 months in March, end of March. But it's worrying Amy because I haven't had a checkup yet, which is worrying Amy big style. It's worrying me to a point. But plus Amy not being particularly well yet. I just never got round to doing it again. So I apologise, it's late. But yeah, I think. You okay? It's hard for Amy. Whenever she sees them pictures, it's difficult, isn't it?
Noise.
But it's also not. She gets put through that ringer as well because when it comes round to Litland's birthdays or Christmas or any bank holiday like bonfire night, she can't send personalised cards. It's just got to be a general Merry Christmas card or Happy Birthday card.
Too special girl.
The most she can go is too special. That's it. The rest have to be plain. Do you get 2 contact letters a year?
1 year. 1 contact letter a year. I can send Christmas and birthday card. once a year as well.
There you go.
And I can see one photograph a year, but it has to be under their terms.
Yeah, it has to be under their either supervision or their order, which I think is totally wrong. I know it's full-time adoption, but I still think just 1 a year isn't enough for me. You okay? Yeah, it's so. Yeah. So I just thought to jump on Trial Live because it's the first one I've ever done. Will be first of many, by the way, like I say. So I haven't told much, I'm just yeah, so I want to start doing like a gaming series for you. I've got a few options. I don't know if I've got any options in here. Let's take that off there.
He's in the picture.
One, two, won't be that one. Three.
Another one I'm hoping you'll see.
I know that one, yes. So the first three that are optioned are Watch Dogs Legion, which is the newest Watch Dogs. By the way, I played all three Watch Dogs, by the way. FIFA, which I've had every single copy ever made of that since '94. And Far Cry, the new Far Cry. Far Cry 6.
My favourite one of them all for me.
Which Amy's a big fan of open worlders. She's a huge fan of open world games. Because she's also a fan of Tommy Clancy. Is it Tommy Clancy? No, it isn't. Ghost Recon what? Ghost Recon.
And Tomb Raider.
She's a big fan. I'm currently going through Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's also another option I can do for you.
And I like.
Because I've got all three of the newly done Tomb Raiders. I've got all three of them as well. I can also do your Halo, the Halo franchise as well. Just means I have to jiggle a lot of things around in me gaming memory at the moment. Because I haven't got much data and backup for that just yet. So I'll have to get rid of a lot.
Working on that.
So them are the basic options right now that I'm working on. Come Thursday of next week, I am doing, there's an art group at the mental health place that me and Amy have, or Amy's restarted going. I've been there since early 2016, very early 2016. I haven't been able to go to the art group on the Thursday, because it's Thursday morning. I haven't been able to go to that lately, because I haven't been able to,
Because we've had appointments.
yeah, I haven't been able to get enough free time, because we've had like the washing machine and the cooker being delivered on in the mornings.
They always they always turn up on Thursday. It's a nuisance.
But they always give a 12 to 15 hour windows of delivery, which doesn't help matters either. Like 7
in the morning to 6 at night.
I think the last one off 6 till 7.
7 in the morning to 6 at night. And I got a text that for the washing machine. It said you'll come anytime from 11 o'clock in the morning till 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and then she gets specialised messages from the deliverer giving her more pinpoint time, but because she's got to be up from 7 o'clock, it can be very draining on her.
6:30 actually.
So that's another reason I haven't been able to do it. But at the moment I'm in the works process of a few arts and crafts that I'm working on at the moment, which once finished I'll do a video on. So keep your eyes open for that one, because that's definitely coming. I'm hoping to get at least 2 done next week, because I'm close to 1 and I'm not far short on the other one, am I?
I don't know, because I don't know what you've done.
Well, I've got the YouTube one done. Yeah, I've got 1 pretty much done. I'm hopefully having the other one done Thursday, providing nothing turns up during the process. And Amy's going to help me finish him off. So
Tried to.
yeah,
Tried to help.
I was going to help me finish him off. So yeah, I've got things in the works for you, a few videos in the works. Like I said, Mother's going to be an interesting one, a very interesting one, because
I won't be in that video.
no, it'll just be me and my mum.
I'll probably be here.
Well, I'll shoot it at Mum's. I'll be at Mum's for that. But keep your eye on that, because that's going to be an interesting one for you. Because we will touch on subjects that I haven't discussed much of. So that will be a very, very interesting one. So yeah, them are my gaming options for new series. I have got a few on my console, others, but at the moment I'll stick to them for now, because most of them are already downloaded. And the others I'll have to buy, that I'm thinking of, and I haven't got the funds for that right now. So again, I'll show you again.
Far Cry 6, Watch Dogs Legions,
It's Far Cry 6.
and FIFA 22.
There's FIFA 22. There's Watch Dogs Legion. Or there's the Halo franchise.
Or Tomb Raider.
Not too many yet. Or the Halo franchise. So there's 4. Let me know what you think, which one you like, and I'll try and get that started soonish for you. But I will be going live hopefully twice a month from now on. It's certainly going to be once a month, might be twice a month. I'm not altogether sure yet. Depends on what we've got going on at the time. And there'll also be weekends as well. If I can get this university started, then we'll start up vlogs. Then we'll do some vlogs, won't we? Which will be another step in the creation, so you can see what it's like normally on a normal day. Which is, our normal is strange to say the least, isn't it? So
I mean, that's putting it politely.
you okay? Yeah, it's interesting times, and hopefully my goal this year, till the end of this year, is get up to 100 subs. If I can cut that by most of that though will depend on the university, simply because of the gear that I need for the university I can also use for this. So that all depends whether I get accepted there or not. Not that I'm in any rush for that particularly, but it would be nice if I can get it by the end of the year. So if you're watching this and you're not subbed, do me a favour and hit the red button. But it means a lot to me and Amy how much support we've actually had on this. It's been quite overwhelming for you, hasn't it? I mean, we've got a few really good mates on Twitch as well that have helped massively. And I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are.
And they're fantastic.
But yeah. So look forward to a few more of these coming. And the series starting. I'm going to wrap it up there. So I don't know exactly how to do that right now, so give me a second. So I hope this has been a nice little insight into a few things that has been coming up and a few things that we live with. And I will speak to you later, guys. Take care, all.
Toodles.